And speaking of your upbringing, there was a moment when you were shot by a gun from the hands of the police.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to share any more details of or shed light on?
I mean, it was more like a cricket situation. Like, crazy thing is, I ran into that same officer who shot me about a year and a half ago. He was trying to do music with me. I'm just like, you shot me, I don't want to do nothing with you.
Was this person that wanted to do music with you still an active police officer at the time?
He do like security at clubs.
And why would he, or how did that even happen that he wanted to do music with you?
We just been hearing my music from, I don't know where he been hearing my music from, to be honest. But I seen him coming out of Walmart one day. He was like, bro, my bad for shooting you that night. He was like, if I knew who you was, I wouldn't have shot you. Because crazy thing is, the same officer who shot me ran with my brother back in the day. Like, they ran the streets together. So when he found out who I was, he was like, so that came about when I was walking out of Walmart. And he was like, I make beats, we should lock in. Just wasn't feeling it.
Now, was this the only time you've ever been shot by a gun in your life?
Yeah.
And what part of the world did this take place in?
It was in Union City, Hidden Lake Apartments.
Did you share your age when this happened previously when you mentioned it?
It was like April. I was 17. It was like a month before my birthday.
And how many bullets were you struck by?
Just one.
And where on your body were you shot exactly?
In the back of my leg.
Now, for someone watching this that's never been shot by a gun before, what does that really feel like?
Man, that shit hurt. At first, I didn't know I was shot. We were just running. We were running through the shortcut. It was like 4 shots rang it off. And then I just got weak. I just fell to the ground. And then my little brother who was with me, he like, you good? I'm like, bro, just keep running, just go, leave me. So he was like, I can't leave you. So then we just heard, get on the ground. So he laid down next to me. And I looked down, my blood was full of, my leg was full of blood. And, they took me to jail though before they even took me to the hospital.
Now, you mentioned that it was painful, but you didn't even know you were shot at first.
Yeah, at first I didn't know I was shot.
So when does the pain kick in, and what does that pain feel like? Are you able to describe that?
Like your body get real hot, and like you just be throbbing.
Your entire body feels hot?
Like my whole body was hot, like my body was just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it felt like I got shot in the stomach. That's how much pain it was like going through.
Even though you were in fact shot in the leg.
Mm-hmm.
And when you say throbbing, is it just throbbing in the area you were shot, or your entire body's throbbing?
It was like my whole body was throbbing. I don't know if it was because like after I seen it, I probably panicked a little bit.
So they take you to jail first?
Yeah.
And are you screaming for your help? Are you, like, how does that get fixed or rectified? Why didn't they take you to the hospital first?
They were trying to put a story together. So I was bleeding for like a whole hour while they was making a story together. And like, after a while, it was just numb. I ain't feel it no more. And they took me to the jail. Then they took me, one of the one of the sergeants in there was like, why I didn't take him to the hospital? So they was like, yo, he'll be all right, he ain't gonna die, So they ended up sending me to the hospital. Like, sergeant ended up getting the ambulance down there to take me to Grady.
During this whole time, while all this was going on, were you applying pressure to the wound? Was anybody applying pressure to the wound?
It was just bleeding.
Was there a chance you could, in fact, have died that night because of that shot?
I don't think I would have died. I know when I went to the hospital, they told me if the bullet would have hit like a centimeter over, it would took off my whole leg.
Were you under the influence of any drugs during that time?
I was sober.
And the reason for that question was just to see if maybe that was a reason why you didn't feel it when it happened.
I think I was just running up hydraulic. I just heard the shots ring. I wasn't trying to get hit. I didn't know where the bullets were coming from.
Did you have a near-death experience at all in that scenario?
I was about to say, and that's it. Nah, not that day.
And did that bullet go through you, still in you, or was removed?
I just went through, like, took a chunk of the meat out. Like, it just went through the meat.
Do you know what caliber of bullet that was that struck you on that particular occasion?
That was 4.5. It was a 4.5 or a 40. It was one of them.
Looking back, what do you think your key to survival of that gunshot was?
The neighbors. When they heard all the shots, it was like so many people came outside. Like, even if he wanted to do something, like if he wanted to shoot me again or anything like that, he wasn't gonna be able to.